You ever going along the road of life and suddenly realize, hey, I've got a sweet tooth, but what should I have? Cookies, cake, pie, candy? Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't always have to pick one or the other. Remember, it's not M or M's, it's M and M's. So this week, we're going to take two delicious flavors and put them together in one dessert as we make chocolate chip cookie cheesecake bars. Up next on Simmer Down. I had a request to make cheesecake on the show this week, so I went back to my recipe books to find the perfect recipe, and this one for chocolate chip cookie cheesecake bars jumped right out at me. Now, I have never tried this recipe before, so we're going to try it here together for the first time on Simmer Down. The first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You're then going to take your chocolate chip cookie dough. Now, you can either make it from scratch or you can buy one of these pre-made rolls. Woohoo! You're then going to take a 9-inch square baking pan, spray the sides and the bottom with some cooking spray. You're then going to take about half, maybe a little more than half of the cookie dough, press it down into the bottom of the pan to create your bottom layer, like that. Set it aside. You're then going to get your stand mixer. To the bowl, add 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. Beat the cream cheese until light and fluffy. Once you have fluffed the cream cheese, add a half a cup of granulated sugar. Mix that with the cream cheese until well combined. Add 1 egg and a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Scrape the sides. Scrape the beaters, clean those off. Give it one more good mix. There you go. Get our cookie dough back, and you are going to pour the cheesecake filling over the bottom cookie layer. Spread evenly, like so. You're then going to take your remaining chocolate chip cookie dough and crumble it on top. It doesn't have to be a full layer covering. You're just going to want to crumble it over the top. The more you crumble, it will probably cover the entire top, but you don't have to put it in an even layer. And there you have it. Now you're going to take this, you're going to pop it in your 350 degree oven to bake for about 30 to 35 minutes. And while we wait, it's time for a new segment on Simmer Down, Cheesecake Trivia. Don't you love how I just invent segments whenever I feel like it? Now, according to some sources, cheesecake may have been served as early as 776 BC, when cheesecakes were fed to athletes at the first Olympics in Greece. Because when I think health food for Olympians, I definitely think cheesecake. But hey, if eating cheesecake makes you an Olympian, I'm an Olympian. Look at that. See, the Greeks really did invent everything. Leave it to the Greeks. There you go. Apparently that original recipe, when finally written down, consisted of well-crushed cheese, flour, and an egg, and served hot. Now in Germany, they use a special cheese to make cheesecakes, and that cheese is called quark, or sour milk case. I think I'd rather go with quark. Sour milk case has been produced for centuries in Germany. It is made with a lactic acid starter instead of rennet. Quark is very creamy, containing less than 10% fat, and is high in protein. Now, cheesecake was served at weddings in ancient Rome, and apparently the Romans baked their cheesecake on hot stones. The world's biggest cheesecake weighed over 6,900 pounds. Give me a fork, I could do it in 2 days. Now, here's the age-old debate. Is cheesecake a cake or a pie? You could argue it's a cake. I mean, cake is in the name, cheesecake. However, technically, cheesecake is more of a custard pie with a crust than a true cake. I don't think I've ever given it that much thought. It hasn't lasted on the dinner table long enough for me to think about it. And now finally, a riddle of sorts. A 10-inch diameter cheesecake. It has a layer of chocolate cheesecake, slathered the layer of chocolate mousse on a chocolatey crust. It's been cut into 12 servings, and there's even a little glob of whipped cream on each slice. Approximately how many calories are in one enticing serving of this chocolate mousse cheesecake? You know, I don't want to know the answer to that. Just give me a fork. Apparently it's not that bad. I won't give the actual number because I don't want to make anybody sad, but it equates to about the same number of calories as 7 boiled potatoes. Well, that's not so bad. It is a health food, see? And after about 30 to 35 minutes, you're going to get your bars out of the oven, let them cool. Now, the cheesecake center may still be a little jiggly. That's okay, it will set as it cools. And once cooled, you can slice them. And there you go. It's a little lopsided. These are gooey and creamy and cheesecakey. And there you have them. Now these smell great, but let's see how they taste. I'm actually going to use a fork, I think, because these are still pretty warm. So let's take a bite here. Ooh. 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 That is incredible. They're like butter. These are really good. I could almost see taking your chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm sure somebody's done this. Take your chocolate chip cookie dough, put it in a springform pan, use it as your crust, take your cheesecake filling, pour it in, maybe double or triple the recipe for the filling, pour it in, and then bake it as a cake and serve it in slices, not as bars, because this is a really good combination of flavors. Sweet, creamy, got that little bit of savory in there. Very good. Would recommend. That's going to do it for us this week here on Simmer Down. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, be kind to one another, and we will see you again very soon for another delicious recipe. Bye-bye, everybody.